Hello. Yeah, CJ. Yeah. Alright, so I heard that Pop Smoke put out an album. Okay. Okay. So are y'all ready? Okay, so basically Pop Smoke put out an album and it was called Faith. And I was like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna hear this. Now the intro track is called Good Morning. Now Good Morning is just a person narrating about how Pop Smoke was growing in the industry, how he was drawing more mainstream with a different, like a UK drill kind of beat, but it was more like a New York style. And he's saying that the dream that Pop Smoke had a dream, and it was, I guess, was become big as he was, but the smoke never dies. Is how it ends. Which R.I.P. Pop Smoke. The second track is called More Time, where he says there's a lot of people caged up, and he said he had to get a lot of people on chains, which I do like that. He says, but I'm stuck in my ways. She didn't believe me till I pulled up in the range, which I do. I like how that. I like how he assembled those two lines together, and it rhymes. Now tell me the vision featuring Kanye West, the one, the only Kanye West, and Pusha T, which I think Kanye just did the beat because these ad libs I can't tell if they're Kanye or not. Been thinking about it for a couple hours. Hands up, it's Kanye or not. Cannot tell if it's Kanye or not. It kind of starts out with him saying Brooklyn was gonna become better, and saying that he died, and it's like they died at 20, and he keeps saying that we made it, because he's made it to a place where he was comfortable in the money he was living. He's saying he made it. Now he's eating more, better steaks, like a bison kind of steak that I don't think a lot of people had, like a bison meat. I think that's what he was trying to point, that a lot of people are eating like normal turkeys and he's eating like bison. Saying that, hey, it's not really a flex, but that's what I'm doing and I can do it now. It's just saying don't play with me, which I do like. And then Pusha T says, I don't know if this. I don't know when this was recorded. I don't know if he listened to Tyler's album before because they are very close. I don't know if you heard that one before, or if really he heard the album and he said, or he's just hearing reviews on the Tyler the Creator album, which I've not heard yet, and I will hear soon. I just haven't heard it yet. And he says Tyler has the best album now. I heard Pop was gonna drop, and then Push is gonna drop, and now y'all giving the album of the year to a clown, which I do like that kind of play, but I don't know. See, I'm still waiting on that Pusha T album too. I haven't heard the Tyler Creator album yet, but I do like this Pop Smoke album. I do like J. Cole's Off Season, but that's not technically an album. I don't think it is. I think it's more of a like an EP or a mixtape. So I guess that's why he said it the way he said it. He says Tyler the Creator, which I don't really mind that Tyler the Creator is getting the fame that he's getting. Now I do want to say this before I go any further. I like England. I love England. I love the United Kingdom. So this reference on about a million with 21 Savage and 42 Doug, which I don't like 42 Doug's verse on this song in particular, but it's fine. 21 Savage's part on here I do like, but if you see like the Pop Smoke ad libs are going on, if you look at the visual for it, you kind of see like I guess it's a Michael Kors watch on the Elizabeth Tower, which people probably call it the I guess they would call it Big Ben. Nah, I think they would call it Big Ben. I'm sorry. But see, I used to call it the Elizabeth Tower that has the bell inside of it. A lot of people probably don't know that, so they probably call it Big Ben, which is great to look at. I think one day I will try to go visit there and see what it looks like. Anyway, we're getting back to the verses. He said I made a $250,000 in England, and then came home and gave choppers to the hood. Bought 20 choppers for the hood. I don't know if he's referencing. I don't know if he was actually mentioning the meat chops itself, or if he's just talking about the guns himself. I'm not really, because it could be a double entendre. He's saying 20 chops, because I know when you reach a certain amount of steak, it's like 2,000 a steak. So I don't know if that's what you're trying to say. And 42 Talk, just really, I think 42 Talk's verse is just about gangs related information. He says Crips, he says Bloods, and I don't really want to talk about getting to that situation a lot, because I know that's probably not what everyone wants to hear about. Not everyone wants to talk about that, but if you do, I would say definitely go look at About Time, and then 42 Talk's verse comes in like a minute after the beat drops. And then 21 Savage says, they know what I claim, meaning they know what affiliation he ties himself with. And then he says, we could end beefs, like, we can do beefs like albums and just drop them. See, that's also double time. And drop them as if he means. And, or just release them. I'm not really sure what he means by that. Which I still think, I think everyone had a clever line in here every once in a while. But I think Pop Smoke and 21 Savage had the better verse. Okay. So then we get to Brush 'Em, featuring Ross Swiss. I have never heard of this artist. I know he was making waves in the Caribbean scene, but I have never heard his actual work. Like 42 Doug, I've heard his work with Lil Baby. That song's really good. This song I don't really like 42 Doug on this. But Brush 'Em, as I said. He said if you don't Pop Smoke, I think Pop Smoke has a better verse on here to me, because he just says, don't want beef, then pay me. As in just pay me in cash. I guess that's what he's trying to say. And then he said, I backed down and got you and your uncle. Now, I won't go into any allegations, because I don't know what happened with that guy and his uncle. That could be another situation that we don't want to open up. He said, but to go for a whoop. And give him the boot. See, I like that. That's clever. It's funny, and it's something different. And then Top Shooter. I didn't really like Top Shooter though. I think Top Shooter, the only line that had me was, "Me in the lobby. We gonna shake. We shaking at this party." Like, I like that line. And he also says, "I can't work at 9 to 5 because I'm making money 24/7." Which he might be making 24. He might, because he did a lot of features. He probably has a lot of royalties. He probably is doing that. Now, I don't personally know, because I am not working with anyone affiliated with that situation. And then Pop Smoke and Brizzy Banks on the song 30. 30, I like this, but I don't know, because I like him and King Von for the stuff that they do. And they talk about gang affiliation and say that it's not a game, because a lot of people think, hey, well, I'm in a gang, it's a gang affiliation, and it's all fine. It's not really all fine. You got to work your way into it. So I do like him kind of understanding it. Now, as Breezy says, if you're not from the hood, you're not going to understand half of the stuff they say in the middle of the song. But I guess that's why I'm here to explain it. So, Pop Smoke says, well, I'm sorry, Biz Banks, you're not a shooter, you're too soft. I don't wave black flags because they'll think I'm Dizzy. I don't know who Dizzy is, but that's not me attacking them. That's just how the lyric is. And he says, I'm not messing with the DEA, which is a drug unit, which I don't know. I don't know what he has, what his problem with the DEA is. Or if he knows somebody that's messed with DEA trouble, I don't know. But the DEA stands for Drug Enforcement Unit. So I felt like that was clever. He says headshots cause damage was the 2 lines after that, which I do like. And he said, if you can't touch me, how are you ups? I think we've had artists feel that way, like they were supposed to get shot by a rifle or whatever, and they don't get touched, and they're like, so what was that really about? What were you really about? You didn't do anything to me. Beat the speaker, like that. Beat the speaker, I like that. It's just him saying, I beat the speaker, I beat the box. I put my head on ether. I could have put my head on ether, and it's 10K. And I didn't know this, but he says it's 10K for a feature, which I would understand why he has so little many features. But he also said in an interview that he doesn't like features on his albums. So that's why I guess looking at this list and I've seen a bunch of features, I was kind of surprised. So yeah, like that. And he says he's not fooling. But I did like to notice I'm a huge visual guy, so visually there's a Bugatti at the end, and it has his star logo on it, and it's blinking. Now I know people say when you buy a Bugatti Veyron, because I think it's a Bugatti Veyron or Deanville. It's one of the new Bugattis. It might be a Super Sport, but it's a new Bugatti, and it has like the star symbol on it, and it's flashing like a pulse. Is the best way to explain. It's blinking like a pulse, saying that even though, and I think that goes from the more message from when they said from the beginning where it says good news, smoke never dies, and it's just the heartbeat through the whole album. You feel it, feel this whole heartbeat going through the album, which I do like. Coupe is just more about don't go to his bed or guns be pointing at your head, which I think is still it portrays a full picture of what really goes on in the gang affiliations or whatever. I'm not saying it's only gun affiliations, but it's also in groups that you put yourself into that are very bad. You do end up getting yourself in situations that are very hard to get out of sometimes. So I do like that being put in there. But like I said, it's on the song Coupe. Coupe is not really a song, it's more like an interlude, which I do like. Now we're getting to the end of the track where it's Whoop Baby featuring Chris Brown, and they're just saying how they like their women, basically. Chris Brown says, I can't fall for lies when you say I'm yours. Thompson says, she knows what I'm worth. She knows what I'm worth. She goes to work. And just how he prefers his women, body-wise, figure-wise. He just goes into features-wise. He just goes into that. And me, personally, I don't really like talking about women, so I'm not really going to say much about that topic. But I would definitely say if you want to hear a situation with Chris Brown on the feature, of Chris Brown being his normal self like he did on Come Through, I definitely say get Woo Baby featuring Chris Brown and listen. Spoiled, I liked it, but I like the hook, and then I just like the chorus or the bridge. I didn't really like Pharrell's part. I'm not a huge Pharrell fan, but I said I was gonna give it a try. Same thing with Kid Cudi on 8 Ball, but 8 Ball, it really surprised me because Kid Cudi doesn't use autotune, but it slightly seemed like he did, and I couldn't tell if it was him. But he says, I'm used to never having anything. 8 Ball quarter pocket, never take the first offer, which was the following line behind that, and I did like that scheme of it. Before someone puts you in your pocket, I did like that about it too. Just kind of catchy lines that I liked from the album. However, this manslaughter, I've got to mention, but it's a song called Manslaughter that's at the very top of the album, and I want to word this right. there are artists that live a different life than what is normally portrayed by artists. But there's this situation where there have been people saying in the industry, you have to keep your ears to the ground. So you have to be able to know how you want to move. So if somebody comes for you, you want to be able to know and how to protect yourself. So this is one of two of my favorite lines from the Manslaughter with Pop Smoke, Rick Ross, and The Dream, which I have not heard The Dream on anything in a while. So I am very happy that he said that, and what he says at the end is very inspirational, but I do like that. He says, with the text, I can end it real quick. Like, with a text, I can finish any conversation real quick. And I do like that, but he also, and I don't know why, but it might just be because I'm a huge Rick Ross fan. And he says not many people touch the hair. So I don't know if he's saying not many people touch the hair as in he has a particular barber, because I have a particular barber I go to. You might be like, yeah, I got a particular barber, and not a lot of people touch the hair. And that's still dope to say it, because it's kind of true. A lot of people feel that way. And so there's one more song on this album which I think shocked a lot more people than originally it was supposed to. It's Takeoff. It's Pop Smoke, Kodak Black, and the other Migo, which I think is Quavo. I don't know my Migos, but Pop Smoke goes, my mom told me to watch out for haters and stay out the hood. But he also says, talk less and do more drama. He says, talk less and do more. Which I do like Pop Smoke. He says he knows that the people around him are saying stay out the hood, because not everything happens. And Quavo says hustles like Kobe or Wayne. And I like when he says that, because if you don't know, Wayne used to run 2003 or 2009. Wayne ran it. He was on features. He was on tracks. He did the Dedication series. Sorry for the wait. He did a lot of stuff. And Kobe, that was the start of his career. And Kobe was going crazy. Kobe was going ring after ring after ring. He was doing his thing. And I like how he said, hustle like Kobe and Wayne, because it's paying homage to him. But he's like, some can't hang. Some don't really last that long. I don't know who necessarily he's talking to, but he said, I'm not going to name no names. So I like how he said that, but it's definitely throwing shade at somebody. Now, I'm not entirely sure who. He said, I put food on the table and no one touches it. And I like that verse from him, too, because it is the follow-up to people, some can't hang. And Pop Smoke ad lib goes, better aim for your target. Now, Kodak Black, now, I love Florida, and I'm a representative artist that comes out of Florida. But Kodak Black, I haven't really listened to a lot, so it was kind of weird me listening to them. So Kodak Black goes, got rappers telling war stories more than actual. Got more war stories. Kodak charged, but happy is not Rico. Now. Okay, so this is funny to me because I think we have realized as a society that Kodak has been going to jail a lot lately. However, no one, it's weird. I think he's talking about Tekashi when he says it, but Tekashi was looking at, I think he was looking at a RICO charge. But a RICO charge is basically any organized crime. A person being charged with organized crime, like John Gotti, he was a mobster. So, he got charged with a RICO charge. Thanks to Sammy the Bull. So, I think looking at how that line hit, I'm happy he hasn't been charged with a RICO charge, because with the way the taxes in Florida work, I'm happy he hasn't been charged with a RICO charge, but he's been charged with other charges. That's good. He understands he gets charged. I'm not gonna talk about any of his charges 'cause I don't personally know him. But to be charged with a RICO charge is affiliation with a racketeering. It's like organized racketeering. Either if you're on the money side of that charge or whatever you're on, just know they're gonna charge you if you're moving the money, if you're giving them money, if whatever you're doing for the gang, and it seems a little sketchy, they're gonna come after you. Like the IRS coming after you. Which I'm happy, as I said, I'm happy that the no one's ever caught a RICO charges on his list. Now I don't know him personally, but hopefully they didn't catch a RICO charge because RICO charges are hard and they take a lot of time. But that's really all for this album. I did like this album though. I give this I'm like 8.5 out of 10 because I did like it. There were a few songs I didn't like, but I didn't knock it too hard. But yeah, Faith by Pop Smoke is out now, so I definitely go listen to that album. It's definitely a different kind of Pop Smoke on some of these songs because I like that UK drill beat where he goes boom, boom, and it's more like on one song I think he had some artists I've never heard of. I want to assume it's a woman. Couldn't understand that song, so I didn't really talk about that song much. It was a long song I missed. But overall, this is a solid album and RIP Pop Smoke for real. Like I think it's tragic for for us to lose artists when we lose them young, when they look like they're gonna go to so much fame. I think that's the sad thing about hip hop, but that's also the sad thing that we're looking at right now with a lot of people dying by gun violence or abuse, and I think that's something, or just random acts that I think we need to work with as a society to make it a little bit better. But yeah, definitely see you on the next episode.